in a right angle triangle, we have a certain reference angle and we have a 90 degrees. That's why it's a right angle triangle. We can name the different sides. If this is my reference angle, opposite that angle we will have the opposite side. Next to, adjacent to that, we will have A for adjacent side, and then the diagonal line side opposite the right angle is called the hypotenuse. Now many years ago, many years ago, mathematicians realized that for any specific or for any given angle, that these ratios of these sides are always the same. Doesn't matter how big the triangle is. For 1 degree, if this angle is 1 degree, then there's always the same ratio. This side to this side, this side to this side, this side to this, whatever way. If it's 40 degrees, then this side to this side is always the same. This side to this side is the same if that angle is 40 degrees. Doesn't matter how big that triangle is. So they realized that they can do calculations and find unknown sides if they know what the angle is or what two sides are. And since then, we have these things called trigonometric ratios. So the important ratios has been given a name. If I want to talk about the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse side, they were then called the sine of theta. The sinus of theta, we just call it the sine of theta, and that will always be the opposite over the adjacent, opposite over hypotenuse. The next one that we're going to do is the cos of theta, and the cos of theta, or actually the cosinus of theta, is the adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse, and then the last one that we're going to do is the tangent of theta, which is the opposite over the adjacent. Now these are rules that you have to know. So whenever we use any of this, you need to be able to label any triangle and then refer to these formulas to find it. Right? I say a formula, but it's actually just a ratio. Things that you need to make sure of is that when you use your calculator to find any of these angles, that you have to make sure that your calculator is, so calculator set to degrees. If you don't know how to do that, you need to find out. On your calculator at some place there will be something saying DEG, and that means that your calculator's thing is in degrees. The other thing that you need to know is that if I have the sides, if I have two sides of a right angle triangle, I will be able to find any of these angles. So to do this, I'm going to use the inverse functions, also called the arc functions. So I can also say that the inverse, or theta equals the inverse sine of the opposite over the hypotenuse. Theta can equal the inverse cos, or the arc cos, and I can also calculate the angle theta as the arc tan of opposite over adjacent. So you can either find an angle or you can find the ratio.